Hey Summoners, how's it going? If you're back from a break or just need to catch up on what's going on, then look no further. My name is Nathan Ng and I'll be your host for our weekly news update. Like you'd expect, we'll cover a wide range of content in this video, including in-game changes, competitive news, and more. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos like this, and let's get started. Let's kick things off by talking about the upcoming skins. On patch 12.9, Riot officially released part 1 of a new set of High Noon skins. Patch 12.10 will complete this drop, and you can find 5 more champions joining the Wild West Showdown. Samara, Sion, Tahm Kench, Twitch, and Victor are available on this patch, and it's worth noting that they'll also include a very generous number of chromas. I also want to mention that 25% of the proceeds generated by High Noon Talent, the MSI High Noon Battle Pass, and related content will be added to the MSI's prize pool. In an expanding effort to find ways to support the competitive scene, Riot is trying to find new ways to get the fans involved. That being said, we'll be talking more about MSI later, so stay tuned. We also have a sneak peek of the skins coming out on patch 12.11. With summer just around the corner, Riot is already beginning to work on some skins to mark the season. Introducing the new Ocean Song skin line. Think Pool Party, but with pop stars. Yone, Nidalee, Seraphine, Ashe, and Zeri are all receiving some incredible new looks coming up. Definitely give these ones a look because they look outstanding. They'll feature new textures, visual effects, and even custom recalls. Next, let's talk about the in-game changes. Arguably the most important news that you need to know is the upcoming release of League's newest champion, Bel'Veth. The Void Empress will make her debut soon on patch 12.11. That said, let me give you guys a quick breakdown of the kind of champion that she is. Bel'Veth acts like a fighter or a melee carry who takes attack speed to new heights. She's also semi-mobile, so doesn't quite fall into the Juggernaut class. One thing that Bel'Veth introduces into the game is the unlimited attack speed in her kit. Speaking of which, let me break down her abilities for you. First is Bel'Veth's passive. After casting an ability, her next 2 auto attacks gain increased attack speed. It also comes with some powerful passive effects. Whenever Bel'Veth takes down a large monster or champion, she gains permanent bonus attack speed throughout Lavender stacks. Like mentioned previously, Bel'Veth's attack speed is uncapped and also attacks faster than normal champions. However, her attacks and on-hit effects deal less damage and she doesn't gain attack speed per leveling up. It's because of her passive that she'll most primarily be played in the jungle. Her Q allows her to dash in 1 to 4 directions. Each direction has its own unique cooldown and scales with attack speed. The attack speed scaling makes her a potential late game monster, as she'll not only deal more damage, but become more mobile as the game progresses. This is an interesting ability for sure, as you definitely need to think carefully about which dashes to save and which one you want to use. Next is her W. Bel'Veth slams her tail. This deals damage, knocks up, and slows enemies. If this ability hits a champion, it lowers the cooldown of her Q in the direction that the champion is hit. Her E channels a storm of slashes around Bel'Veth. This grants her damage reduction and increased lifesteal. The strikes target the lowest health enemy within the range and also deals an increased damage based on missing health. The number of slashes also scales with attack speed. Finally, we have her ultimate. Going over the passive effect first, every second attack against the same target deals additional true damage, stacking infinitely. Also, takedowns against champions and epic monsters leave behind a piece of a Void Coral. Baron and Rift Herald leave behind a stronger version of it. The active effect is usable when there's a piece of Void Coral nearby. Bel'Veth consumes a piece of Void Coral and then explodes. This slows and deals true damage to nearby enemies based on their missing health. After consuming the Void Coral, Bel'Veth transforms into her true form temporarily. If she consumes the Void Coral from Void Epic monsters, the transformation lasts longer, and she'll also spawn Voidlings whenever nearby enemies die. These Voidlings serve Bel'Veth and march down the lane that they spawn in. While in her true form, Bel'Veth grants increased max health, out of combat movement speed, attack range, and ability to dash through walls with her Q. This ability is certainly a snowbally one as it allows her to access an immense amount of extra power. That being said, if you want help learning her after release, definitely check out our website ProGuides.com and contact one of our coaches. Otherwise, they can help you adapt to the massive meta changes that recently hit the live server. She's certainly an interesting champion. I'm excited to see the upcoming chaos that she brings. Especially with the pace of game slowing down a bit, a late game champion like her definitely continues to diversify both viable strategies and the champion meta. A good amount of her gameplay footage has already been released. With it, there's actually a lot of mixed feedback that players have in regards to it. Most players love Bel'Veth's theme. An absolute villain, BV is a menacing and welcome addition to Runeterra's diverse universe. That being said, what a lot of players can't really get behind is the disconnect between her lore plus the design of her gameplay. For someone who is so evil and terrifying, it feels odd that her gameplay revolves around her slapping her opponents relentlessly. It does look a little bit strange watching her flap her tentacles around rapidly. From the trailers I've seen, I do agree that it looks a little bit weird watching BV just slap turrets to death. Her model also seems to be on the larger side, but the damage is definitely there from what we've seen. There's definitely still room for cosmetic changes, so we'll have to wait to see the final product. Maybe some animation or texture changes could be a simple fix. Before moving forward, let me ask you our question of the day. Are you enjoying the durability updates? I know some players thought that these wouldn't be a big deal, but in my opinion, they've changed the game quite a lot. I'm sure that the effects of these changes will continue to grow bigger and bigger as players get more adjusted to the additional tankiness. That being said, there are some changes that we can expect to see in the future. Following up on the most recent mid-scope updates for Talia and Olaf, Riot August recently announced that this isn't the end. In fact, they're already working on the next set of mid-scope updates. Although we don't know who's getting changed, we can definitely expect some big changes for champions who just can't fit into the game the league has evolved to. Who needs the next update? Let us know who you want to get reworked next. With game-related features covered, let's move forward and talk a little bit about the competitive scene. In case you missed it, MSI is the latest of League of Legends esports. This international competition is stacked with the best of the best, and the competition has been fierce. Separated into 3 stages, we've already finished the first 2. If you're watching this video on release, then you'll know that we're currently hitting the weekend of the 3rd and final knockout stage where the surviving teams will duke it out to claim the crown. While MSI originally intended to bring abroad 12 teams, recent world events lets you know CIS team attending this year. As a result, 11 teams are split into 3 groups for the group stage. From there, the top 2 teams from each advance to the Rumble stage. Namely, the teams were T1, Saigon Buffalo Esports, Royal Never Give Up, PSG Talent, G2 Esports, and Evil Geniuses. After a number of heated games, upsets, and exciting plays, Saigon Buffalo Esports and PSG Talent were eliminated, leaving the final 4 teams to go all out in the concluding knockout stage. There were a number of incredible matches, including some massive upsets that I don't want to spoil for you. If you enjoy watching competitive play, definitely at least give the Rumble stage a watch. Saturday the 28th marks the date that T1 and G2 Esports will duke it out. The Sunday following will have MSI's finalists fighting for the title of MSI Champions. Let us know in the comments who you're rooting for. I'm absolutely certain that every series will be an exciting one to watch. That wraps up our weekly news update. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like always, feel free to expand the description for a link to join our Discord. You'll be the first to hear about any future events that we host or giveaways for prizes like free coaching. If you have any feedback, also let us know. We're always trying to do our best to improve the channel. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.